One last time, welcome back to the Jungheinrich Digital Experience broadcasted from LogiMAT 2023 in Stuttgart, Germany. Now, my name is Thomas, and I'm once again being joined by Thomas Leubel, who is Director of Automated Systems ASRS at Jungheinrich. Thomas, it's good to see you again. It's been
nice
quite a journey.
Nice to see you again. Yes, it's great, really great.
Yeah. Now, Thomas and I, we already talked quite a bit about how businesses can make their operations more resilient by implementing comprehensive Jungheinrich solutions. We talked about autonomous robots. We also talked about automation. We talked about assistance systems. We talked about energy solutions and so much more. And now, Thomas, what all of these solutions have in common is that they are based on digital tools and processes. So how does Jungheinrich manage to bridge that gap between the analog and the digital world?
Well, Thomas, every logistics system or warehouse works by the interaction of hardware and software. So our Jungheinrich control and software suite, this is located in Austria, where we develop the standard software and the individual projects. So the software suite and control suite exists on 3 layers at the end. So the first layer is the control level. The control level for the PLCs, for the stacker cranes and the conveyor systems, for example. The second layer is the material flow control or warehouse control system, which controls the material flow or the throughput. And the third layer is the WMS, the warehouse management system, with the interface to the customer's IT, which is responsible for the inventory and all processes in the warehouse. So the software, let's say, is the brain of the whole system, like an umbrella over the overall system, for any size of warehouse and for any processes and for any industries. So it's like the brain which controls all the movements in the warehouse. For example, all the processes in the receiving area or in the different storage areas or the order preparation at the different workstations, yeah? Or the consolidation and the preparation of the orders in the shipping area. Yeah? Let's say it's the main product what we have, which is responsible for the throughput, which is responsible for the performance, for the availability and the flexibility of the system.
Yeah. So the Jungheinrich WMS is pretty much like the Swiss army knife of warehouse management systems. And you know what? Thomas actually stated a great customer example just right before the show, and he said he would actually repeat it, which underlines and substantiates that statement. What is it?
Yes, absolutely. A few days ago, we put a new system into operation, and this was consisting with a manual oversized system with a fully automated mini-load system and a fully automated hyper warehouse for pallets. So a lot of different storage areas. So now the customer is able to prepare a big order in all several storage areas independent of each other. And the WMS is now responsible to make some or to create partial orders of this one big order for all the different storage areas and its workstations. And the WMS is later on responsible to consolidate all these different different and partial orders from the different areas in the whole big warehouse at a certain point in the consolidation areas to complete all the partial orders to one complete orders again and to prepare this order in the shipment area ready for shipment.
Thomas, thank you so much for this great introduction on digital solutions. Now, at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I would also like to introduce you to a Jungheinrich digital solution expert, and that is Patrick Enders. Patrick, how are you doing today?
Hi, fine, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, now, did you already take a little tour yourself, check out the booth?
Yes, it's a great fair, great booth. We already had great discussions with customers, friends. Long time no see, you know. Yeah. It was a great fair so far.
Yeah, now Thomas and I, we already talked a bit about the Jungheinrich warehouse management system. Would you say that the Jungheinrich WMS is a one-for-all solution that fits pretty much any size of warehouse?
I mean, it's a yes and a no. So at Jungheinrich, digital solutions are pretty much designed to be as much customizable as possible. So meaning for our customers that they can tailor the solutions towards their specific needs. And with this high degree of customization, plus usage of intelligent strategies, so data-driven strategies, customers are able to make their operations more efficient while at the same time staying flexible for the changing of future market conditions.
Yeah, the efficiency is actually one of the main features of the Jungheinrich WMS. How does it contribute to efficiency?
So at the end, there's three core benefits with the warehouse management system. So the one is improved storage locations, meaning improved picking processes in the warehouse. Then it comes to improved truck routes, so truck routing. That means faster goods in, faster goods out. And at the end, it's all about guiding processes, meaning that we can reduce error rates within the warehouse significantly.
Now, when we talked earlier, before this recording here, you actually mentioned intelligent strategies. Does that refer to AI and machine learning, which is included in the Jungheinrich WMS?
At the end, yes, it's about those new technologies, AI, machine learning, and within WMS, for example, we use AI, for example, to optimize the use of resources or the replenishment of goods. But also, for example, if you look into customers' KPIs, to show customer outliers within the KPIs, so extremes, or also having the chance to give a prognosis about potential deliveries that might be delayed. But in general, it can be said that these new technologies like artificial intelligence, machine learning, but also data science play a key role for us as Jungheinrich in the development of new products and services. Because at the end, data-driven is what gives the customer the chance to make the best out of their resources.
Yeah, now artificial intelligence, as you just mentioned, is one way of making use of all the data that's being collected day in, day out, and then being stored on our servers. Now, another way would be the vision of a smart or connected warehouse. Now, for anyone who might not be 100% familiar with the term, what is a smart or connected warehouse, and how much of that is already happening today?
A lot is happening today. Connected warehouse doesn't necessarily mean an full automated warehouse with autonomous vehicles and robots. There's also earlier steps towards connection of a warehouse. And at the end, it comes to the enablement of the warehouse and the equipment and also the trucks within the warehouse to enable the customer for digitalization. Meaning, for example, with our rental fleet trucks, since years we are equipping those trucks with network solutions, so telematics solutions, enabling those trucks to be mapped as the so-called digital twin. The same applies, for example, for AGVs and racking systems, which we already map as a digital twin within the warehouse management system. And when we look into the future, all of our trucks actually that leave production will be equipped with network solutions of standard. So meaning that will be telematic solutions in every truck, so that we can enable our customers for digitalization at his pace, because he has the basis to do so with the equipment that we deliver.
Now, Patrick, I don't want to miss mentioning the Jungheinrich fleet management system. And let's assume that I was running a smaller warehouse with maybe some racks and some trucks. How can the Jungheinrich FMS support me on topics like safety and also efficiency?
So the warehouse management, the fleet management system, as it says, it's about managing the fleet. So at the end, it helps you, for example, to prove safety, which is a key factor within a warehouse. So for example, with functionalities like access control, so driver permission management, or shock monitoring and management to predict potential defects on the trucks. It also helps to improve utilization, because it delivers a comprehensive and deep information about the usage of trucks, enabling the customer to improve utilization. And at the end also to improve costs, because we offer automated analysis of potential cost drivers or high cost drivers within the fleet.
Now, speaking of warehouse safety, Patrick, what is the pre-op check and how does it work?
Yeah, it's easy. The pre-operational check, so it gives the customer the opportunity to define questions that every driver has to answer when he starts his shift, before he starts the truck, that are around the condition of the truck. So at the end, what does that mean? The driver answers the questions, and if there's one question that gives an indication that there might be a malfunctioning of the truck just won't start. Because at the end, it's a safety functionality, meaning that we want to avoid damage to the truck, but also potential damage to the driver or other human resources and people around in the warehouse.
Now lastly, Patrick, how do I connect my hardware, including my trucks and devices, to my software environment so I can manage them?
For that, we offer the logistics interface. So logistics interface enables the integration of warehouse equipment into warehouse management systems, but also ERP systems of the customer, to have those equipment integrated into their systems. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Patrick Endres. Thank you very much for being on the show today, and thank you very much for sharing your knowledge with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Now, Thomas, welcome back. Yeah, I know, back and forth
Welcome
and back
back,
and forth.
Thomas. Yes,
now, Thomas,
absolutely.
I can just say it's been quite amazing to take this huge tour with you together. It was really great. How did you like it?
I feel good, and I enjoyed it very much, Thomas.
Great. Now, Thomas, one super important question remains, though. Like me as a business owner and as a warehouse operator, what do I do if I don't even know what my pain points are so that I can take action and become more resilient, as we discussed?
Well, Thomas, in this situation, I would recommend, let's go to my colleagues to the Material Flow Consulting. Yeah? So these colleagues are really able to find the best solution for our customers regarding flexibility, scalability, sustainability, and easy to integrate.
Okay, so let's say I was considering to automate my warehouse operations. What would be the consulting steps here?
Well, our colleagues are analyzing the system at first, yes, to analyze the data, to analyze the business, the processes, what is going on, what is not going on, yeah. For example, the data, the movements, the orders, the order structure, the number of SKUs and the different SKUs itself. So analyzing the system and identifying the weak processes and the areas of improvement. This is the first step. The second step is we have to define the figures, the requirements, the needs for the future. And therefore, we can create different concepts regarding investment or as well the level of automation or any other kind of system which is very interesting for the customer. At the end, when we compare all these concepts, for sure there's one concept which fits best for the customer. And this concept, in the third step, we detail. We engineer it in detail, we have detailed layouts, we have detailed time schedule, and we have detailed pricing. So after this step, we are really ready for the implementation. So we planify the implementation and we implement the system itself. So after implementation, let's say in the last steps, everything is running, we have the interface realized to the customer, then we start with all the tests of the system, we train the people, and then we are ready to go live. And these are the main steps of the Material Flow Consulting.
Perfect, and you make it sound so super easy. Now, Thomas, my very last question for you. Here and there, throughout our conversation, we mentioned the warehouse of the future. Now, you're an interlogistics expert. You've been with Jungheinrich for, I think you told me, 8 years now. Where do you think we are headed? Where's all this going? What is the warehouse of the future?
Well, for me it's very clear, and I'm really convinced that the automation will increase a lot in the next couple of years. We will see robots for the preparation of the orders. We will see much more mobile robots for all the transport and storage tasks. We will see much more artificial intelligence, and we will see more predictive maintenance. Yes, and maybe not in the next future, but in the future, we will see drones for the transportation as well.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff to look forward to at LogiMAT 2024 next year here in Stuttgart. Thomas, thank you so much for being our expert today. Thank you very much for being here throughout the entire show. And of course, I would also like to thank all the other Jungheinrich experts who shared their knowledge with us. And most importantly, we thank you for your interest in Jungheinrich products and services. Thank you very much for your time and your interest. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this pretty much wraps up our digital experience here at LogiMAT 2023. And if you have any further questions regarding any of the topics that we discussed today, please feel free to maneuver to the Jungheinrich website. Please feel free to just maneuver the entire digital experience platform. And please don't forget to talk to your Jungheinrich representative. Therefore, thank you very much again and have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you.